If you work in tech and you are using some of the AI tools, you might be familiar already with Claude. Maybe you have used it a few times, or maybe you use it already in your day-to-day work. Well, Claude has this lovely feature, which is essentially to add skills to it. So you can actually ask your AI tool to have a certain set of skills, such as UX design, UI design, product management. And why is this useful? Well, essentially, you can ask your tool to act a certain way, and it can help you to save a lot of time with prompting, as well as always align this certain skill set. For example, that will assure consistency and cohesiveness in the tool. So that's a really lovely and neat feature, and it's becoming more and more popular. So this video will be about how you can set up skills on your Claude. So where can we find this feature on Claude? So actually it used to sit under settings, but recently it was moved under the Customize tab. So if we will go now to the Customize tab, we will see actually two options: to connect your tools, and that allows you to integrate different tools like Google Drive, or create new skills. And we will choose to click here to create this skills section. Move forward to add skill, and now we have three options actually: create with Claude, write skill instructions, or upload a skill. So you may have seen somewhere, maybe on LinkedIn or else somewhere else online, some people offering you to purchase a skill file or something like that. Then you could also use this feature to essentially upload an MD or zip file. But for this, today we will actually choose to create our own skill file with Claude. Because I think it's a really easy way how you can do it and really customize for your own needs. Because I know everyone works in a little bit different way, and in this way you can really assure that either for your own needs or your company needs, Claude will be aligned with what you need from it. All right, from here on it's quite straightforward. So now, after going through the previous actions, it took us to this chat screen with this preset chat message to create a new skill together. So we will just hit enter. And now it's utilizing its skill creator documentation. And now we can share what we would like Claude to create in our skill file. Okay, so for this part, I recommend to be as specific as possible. Maybe narrow it down to just one thing that you want to create. So for example, if I work as both UX and UI, I do both research and prototypes. Here, I just want to be really specific that what I need from this skill will be prototypes. Because essentially the Claude tool, when it comes to skills, it can produce either images and prototypes or text. So we actually need two specific separate skills if we want to focus on research and visual design. So for this skill set now, we will ask Claude to focus on the prototyping part. So I have explained that I work as a UI designer and I need help with creating fast prototypes. All right. And what I really love about Claude is that it always asks follow-up questions. So you don't need to come up with everything yourself. You can just follow its guidance. So now it's asking us what kind of prototypes do you usually need. And for this one, I will actually choose interactive click-through prototypes, and you could select any of these that you need. Go to the next one. What's your main goal with these prototypes? I will choose quick concept validation for this. What visual style do you typically work in? Clean and minimal, bold and expressive, corporate enterprise, varies by project. All right, for this I will select corporate enterprise. There are some follow-up questions. What do you usually start from when building a prototype? Okay, we can also select multiple. So I will select existing screenshots designs, a rough text description, and a user flow or journey map. What makes a prototype good enough for your stakeholders? Realistic looking UI, working navigation between screens, real or realistic data / content, annotations explaining the design decisions. Okay, let's select here again a few. I will choose, I want to select kind of all of them, to be honest. And that is also an option here. How do you typically share prototypes with stakeholders? Send them a link file to click through, present it live in a meeting, or both. Okay, let's select both. All right, and now it is creating the skill. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, and now we're back, and it took a little moment actually to create a skill set, and we can also see what steps did it take, and we can see that it was testing it and simulating a prompt that we might feed to it. And now it created this test prototype where we can see this skill set applied. So it really does a lot for you, actually, and it's quite powerful. Okay, now we can expand this prototype and see what it created based on our ask. And we can see it's a very corporate looking portal, and here we can also click around it. And another area that it has added is these annotations with different design decisions that we also asked it to create. And that is quite nice because now we can really see why some decisions were made for the design. Okay, and I can see it's also asking us for some feedback, which is great. And of course, we are in the process of building this skill set that we can also edit later afterwards. But Claude is doing a great job with really guiding us through the process. And I reviewed these questions and shared my responses. So essentially, I asked it to focus more on my specific niche, and that would be internal employee data portals for a bank. And of course, when you're actually building the skill set, you could also feed it more context in terms of the visual design. But here for the second question, I reviewed the annotations, and I'm actually asking it to cite the reasoning behind it and quote Norman Nielsen as a source. And everything else looks fine. Okay, very good. So I also asked it to make it a little bit more minimal, the style, and also remove the emoji icons as we will not need them for my purpose here. And we can see it also added the Norman Nielsen guidelines for the design decisions, which is great. Okay, and now I think we're finished, and I will just ask it to create the skills file. Okay, perfect. Now it created the skills file that we just created with Claude. And what I really love that we can also here review this skills file, and we can see exactly what is included in it. And if we want to make any adjustments before we move forward. So here we can see the skills description. So essentially to build fast, realistic, interactive click-through prototypes for UI designers working on concept validation. So it followed my guidance here. And we can see also any visual guidance, the visual overall style. I asked it to have it in black and white and very minimal. So just essentially to use it for quick ideation prototypes. And also to use icons sparingly. All right. And also we can see the Norman Nielsen part that I asked it to add here, and we can also review these sources. All right, well, I think it did a really good job here. So I'm satisfied, and what we will do next now is to download this file, or we can copy instantly to our skills. So let's go ahead and copy to skills, and we can see here that it copied it to my skills. All right, very good. So now let's just double check if we can see the skills file under our skills. So I go to customize and skills, and yes, we have here the UI prototype skills. And we can here also enable or disable it at any time. So you can add more skills for different purposes. And now actually what I would love to do will be, we will test this skill. All right, so now I created a new chat window, and I will ask Claude to design a prototype of this flow. A new employee wants to create a profile in our internal investment platform. Keep it to 3 to 4 steps. So now I created this very simple prompt. In real life it probably would be a lot longer, but now we just want to test if Claude will use our newly created skills file. So let's go ahead and see. And here what I really love is that while it's working and building it, I can see that it's also reading the UI prototype skill. So that's really good. All right, very good. I can see it finished building the prototype, and as we can see, it is minimalist and black and white, as well as it is following other things that we set up in the skills file. So it created this form, as I can see, based on my very simple prompt, and here we can see the different steps that an employee would take. And we can also see here the annotations or design notes based on Norman Nielsen group. Okay, so that's really good, and I think it would be a really good starting point for a discussion. All right, very good. So it survived the test if it will use the skills file or not. Okay, and from here on we can also do some other actions, such as download an HTML code of this prototype, or we can also publish the artifact. And for example, if we wanted to do like a remote user test or something like that, we could do it with this link essentially. where we can see the whole prototype. All right, I think this was really fun, and it's actually really, really easy to create skills files with Claude. So you can do it yourself and customize it so it really works for you and for your own workflows. All right, let me know how it goes and if you also have any questions in the comments.